Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Lifetime Christmas movies.
I'm Patrick Serrano, and this is the last Christmas movie we're covering for Christmas in July.
I'm Dan, and I despise Lifetime Christmas movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
It's great to be here today. It's honestly hard to still catch my breath.
It is, and we've been talking about how tired we are all week now.
I know.
But Patrick, Bramblefest was a time, was it not?
Crazy.
Yeah, it was so great. I had so much fun, and I can't believe everything that happened. It was so
We
so
talked
incredible.
about on Tuesday's episode, Brian going absolutely nuts during Silent Disco.
During Silent Disco,
but don't
Brian
act
went
like
nuts.
you were innocent during Silent Disco either, Patrick.
Look, when Brian takes his shirt off, I just have to do my, my hula dance.
You have to
hula
do your
dance.
hula dance.
Do you remember last year when we did this bit, and you were like, that guy died?
Yeah.
It got away from you quickly.
It did. So I'm
asked
not doing
you-
any predictions.
No, it's not a prediction. I ask you again. What was your
Oh, it
favorite part
already
of Bramblefest?
My favorite part was when everyone went around the table and said what they were thankful for. It was so nice.
Well, yeah, we had
You're talking
a table.
about the Bramble
table.
the Bramblefest network. We did a dinner
we did
together.
dinner together. We were on that table.
By the way,
Yes.
That table too.
Yes.
I meant the table in the room
Yes,
where everyone
we
had to sit around the table.
We did have a big table this
Yes,
year.
yes.
And we played traders. We played the traders, and 3 people were the traders.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
Oh, it was
Oh,
so
wow.
crazy.
What did we do this weekend? What a
We
weekend.
just reenacted the traders the whole time.
Reenacted the whole thing. That's maybe a better prediction.
Who knows?
Than somebody died. I don't want to be that guy.
Hey.
But also, I can't believe you didn't say when Tyler Hines showed up unannounced. I thought for sure that was everybody's kind of moment, right?
I don't know that person, so
That's right. It didn't really matter.
But
to you.
it's what the Hyatt Place did for us. I mean, we did the fog machines, but for him to come out from the under the stage,
They cut. I think
Right.
they cut a hole.
they cut a hole.
We do
into the carport.
We did have to buy the stage,
But
which was a bummer.
It was
but
fine. I mean, did you see people
saw
go
it.
nuts when it was just like there's fog everywhere and he just comes through?
Right.
It was wild.
Only
I thought
3 people had to go to the hospital.
No one's even
so-
mentioned that yet, but I felt like that was the highlight, right? I thought it was anyway.
yeah. Well, with the ketchup, Heinz ketchup. This is so good. Such a good tie-in.
With the ketchup.
That's right. The ketchup comes up from the stage.
If Patrick, serious question, I can't believe I'm saying this on here, but if you and Jax and me were to do a traders podcast where we draft people, would that be of interest to you?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally. With the new season, yeah. Oh yeah.
Jax is like trying to get me involved in like doing some sort of podcast for traders. I've never watched it. I'm here for it though. I think it's a fun time.
I would start with season 2
Okay.
and skip season 1.
Skip season 1.
Yeah, I
And then
tried
you're
to
good.
start season 1 and I got bored, and now I'm like, how can they possibly make season 2
1,
better?
Not good.
Okay.
Season 2, really good.
Okay,
I love it.
okay.
Good to know. Put it in our back pocket.
We have done 3 Lifetime Christmas movies this month, and we are here
Yep.
to our final week. They've been fun, they've been wacky, they've been classic. And this week we have a movie called Heaven Sent. How did this movie come about, and how did it make the I don't know, the special
list.
the classic list?
The classic list, of course. Well, this movie I picked because it was for free on YouTube, but it is actually a Lifetime classic. Looking into it, not actually that old. It's 2016, so we were all in the biz of TV movies. This should have been on my radar at some point, but I don't.
We were
remember.
not in the biz in 2016 of TV movies. So
Well, I was.
You
and
were.
I should have seen this. I probably did see this, but did not recollect it at all. But then looking back, I'm like reading all the comments, looking into it. It was like very well received, and very against type for Lifetime.
This is unlike any Lifetime movie I've ever seen. I've never
so
seen
not
a
as
movie
much like spice in there.
No spice.
There's sporty spice.
Sure, Sporty Spice. We'll go with
Of course,
Sporty Spice.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about. Go ahead.
There's a man in a towel. There's a man in a towel.
There is a man in a towel. Yeah.
Sporty Spice.
Let's talk about it. Heaven Sent. Who's in it? What does Dan need to know before we dive into what happened?
Okay, yes. So Heaven Sent stars Christian Kane, who is somebody who has a lot of fans, and I don't know who
He is in Leverage, the TNT show Leverage, right?
Sure, yeah. He seems like a TV regular.
Is he
like
got a southern accent?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This guy doesn't have a ton of range.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Marley Shelton, who is kind of like a Heather Graham knockoff.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I always think.
They thought about getting her as young Shelton, but they went the other way.
Yes, they did. They did. I think the most notable thing you might know her from is Never Been Kissed. She's like one of the mean. She's like Jessica Alba's mean friend.
Okay.
Ryan McPartlin, who we already covered this season.
Even though Bran said literally last week he'd never seen. He's like, I don't know if I've ever seen this guy.
What?
We watched him.
Well, he's here.
We watched A Very Vermont Christmas, which aired last Saturday, as you remember, Ryan, Patrick, on Hallmark Channel as a new movie.
Yeah.
And when we watched it, the movie is a treat for all. But when we watched it, Bran was like, we've never seen this guy before.
And I do want it on the record that I watched Heaven Sent before that movie. So, shout out to Ryan McPartlin. Love you, bud.
That is worse. You made it worse for yourself.
Yeah. I didn't realize it. He's the other guy?
Yeah.
He's the other guy in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you definitely have seen him in
all kinds of other stuff. I read titles to him.
The only thing that I have definitely done is Flight Before Christmas.
Flight Before Christmas.
That's the only you read Christmas titles, but we didn't cover any of those. Only Flight Before Christmas.
We had covered something that I had watched.
Yes, but I didn't have to. It was for the draft.
Oh, it's for Hallmark movie drafts.
But Flight Before is a Flight Before
Christmas. You had watched 2 Ryan McPartlin movies before you watched.
Can confirm.
And then said, I don't know if I've ever seen this guy before.
Well, we also did Holly's Holiday. He was in that.
Oh, he's in Holly's Holiday. You did that.
Which one was that?
We did that one. That one was where the girl is like, loves Holly and it's a holiday.
Oh, right.
I did read that one out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen him a bunch. We can officially call it a bunch now, right?
I've seen him less than a handful.
Right. Well, and finally,
and everyone knows it takes a handful for me to care about you.
Wow.
The child actor in this, her name is Mallory James Mahoney.
She's the star of this movie.
Mallory James Mahoney.
She's a child.
She's a child.
Movie.
She's a child.
Okay. That's it. That's all you need to know jumping into this.
Let's do it.
So we start off, and it's Lifetime, remember. So the movie is showing us shots from like space, like the stars and constellations and stuff like that.
Shots
and there's
from space?
Like of space, I guess.
Got it. Okay.
And there's a voiceover, and it's like, everything is connected, and life is a mystery, and we're building a mystery.
It's very unlifetime.
And then suddenly, star, comet, whatever, starts flying. You're following along. You're zoom, 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 heading into our stratosphere, planet Earth, and lands.
Yeah, the comet budget was unheard of. This is the most anyone's ever spent on a comet in
at
TV
the
movies.
time. Obviously, since then,
I actually thought it looked pretty good. It
held up. It held up.
And the whole premise here, though, is while this is happening, they're talking about how like a lot of people don't think that prayers are answered.
Oh boy!
And then this comet's happening.
Right. So I deduced that the comet was people's unanswered prayers coming to Earth to
haunt them.
To haunt them. Yeah.
And burn.
I'm like, this is Lifetime, right? Okay. We cut to Billy. Billy is our lead guy. Billy on the street. That's the Christian Kane person, not Ryan McPartlin. And he has been in a marriage for like 9 years. He's like hanging up Christmas decorations like very dangerously on a ladder. Like very dangerous. Like it's on one little leg, you shouldn't be doing that.
Sometimes you make poor decisions.
Okay.
When it comes to Christmas lights. You like, I don't know, like caution kind of goes out the window, and you're like
if you were scared of heights, for instance, you're like, I'm going to get on my roof and put lights up,
right?
Even though I'm scared of heights.
Yes.
And then you get up there and you're like, I've made a huge mistake.
But I have a rickety ladder, and anytime I put it up against my house for Christmas lights, there's always some sort of sketchy part of the house. Like at my other house, there was an angle where it was kind of harder to get to, and you just kind of figure it out as you go, you know?
Or you don't.
And you die.
Why don't houses have like built-in ladder or fire escapes like an apartment, you know?
Like a spot on the gutters or on the roof line where there's little indentions where the ladder just
pop it right
pops
there.
in there.
Sure, yeah, that works.
That's a great idea.
Look, let's sell to Shark Tank, because I'm like, this shouldn't be that hard.
No,
guys. I don't climb ladders. I don't go on roofs, but it's 2024.
Yeah,
let's
come
make
on.
this a little safer.
Yeah.
So of course Billy falls off the ladder and onto the ground. He survives, and he's like, I'm not really that hurt. But his ego is hurt because the guy that's standing down there telling him to be careful throws an envelope on him and is like, you've been served divorce papers.
That's tough.
Divorce.
Whoa.
And, you know, where on Lifetime, where divorce happens, I think Lifetime or Hallmark has divorce now.
Yeah.
But definitely not in 2016.
No, for a while there was just all death. Everybody was dead.
Everybody died.
A lot of death.
He sulks around the town. He walks past carolers who are actually singing, so that's an automatic pour it up for me. And then there's just all these couples everywhere. You know, he's like divorced man, like seeing all these happy couples making him so mad, right?
Of course.
I'm sorry. People caroling on the streets is an automatic pour it up for you?
If they're actually singing, yes.
Wow.
Actually, yeah. So none of this fake
so
stuff.
nothing could happen. Are you talking about just that act as a pour it up, or if you see it in a movie, nothing can
If I
go
see
wrong?
it in a Christmas movie, it's automatically a pour it up.
Well, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big
That's
deal.
how serious I take caroling.
Yeah. No, you do. I always say that about you.
Yeah. It's like, if I care about two things, it's my nails and caroling.
That's right.
Yeah, you said that for years.
Patrick's only late for two reasons.
That's right.
He's still getting his nails done, or he's caroling.
Caroling. Yeah.
There you go.
Sometimes both at the same time.
Hey,
I don't know.
You never know. So we find out that his wife's name is Marie. They own a bookstore, maybe. It's called A Poet's Walk. I didn't know what the store was. It also seemed like it could be an art store at times, like an art gallery.
So my
Bran.
understanding of it was that they are like a publishing company, like a kid's publishing company. She runs it. He does the illustrations.
Okay, great. I'm glad one of us could piece this together, because they just said business and it looked like a bookstore. I'm like, must be book.
And I think the mannequins come to life.
Yeah. No. And if you didn't catch that,
Right.
go back and watch it. It's subtle, but it's there.
Yeah, they just kind of little something.
But the business is doing well. A coworker named Sean, this is the Ryan McPartlin character, wants to buy out the business and take it over because he knows that Marie and I think his name's Scott is in on they're like on the rocks.
Billy.
So he's like, let me.
Yeah.
It's Billy on the street.
Billy on the street. Got it.
Yes. And he also like wants to ask her out. He's like, you know, he's like, I'm not doing it because, but he knows about the divorce.
Yeah,
Like,
he knows that there's trouble in paradise, that she is delivering some divorce papers, and he's just trying to get ahead of it.
He's trying to get ahead.
He's trying to get ahead of it. He's like, I want, make it abundantly clear that I am into you.
Yeah, I'm interested.
When the opportunity arises and you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You gotta get ahead of it, man.
You got to get ahead of it.
It's not creepy because he's hot, but like,
There it is.
you know, it could be creepy.
Could be creepy. Yes.
So then Billy and Marie like try to have a conversation about the divorce because he's really mad. But she's like, this will never work out. Like, we're only good as business partners. We're not good in a relationship. and they're arguing, and a gust of wind opens the window and throws the divorce papers out into the street.
Oh my gosh, I hate it.
And if you thought
Why do you hate that?
This coincidentally spiritual,
It's not a coincidence. That's a miracle.
yeah,
yeah,
it's a
I think
miracle
you're on the same page with me.
because the papers not only just blow out in the street, the street cleaner comes and runs them over.
There it is.
exactly
Oh,
right.
Of course they do. Yeah, and then it gets ground
Which
up.
my favorite part of that is the papers were kind of like they weren't in a single file line, so the street
Single
cleaners,
file?
the street cleaners just kind of like just going for the papers, which is great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
right. And Marie's like, Mr. Street Cleaner, please
Don't
I
do
can't-
it.
Do you know how much it is to print at Kinko's?
That's right.
Goodness. Okay, so
Shout out
they,
Kinko's,
Shout out.
everybody. Promo code DECK
Right?
at checkout.
So then like the store closes, it's nighttime. We see a scary man walking around with a cane, and every Christmas light he walks by flashes out. And I'm like, this is the devil. The devil.
The Christmas devil.
The devil is alive.
Krampus.
Yes, the devil is here.
Maybe it's Krampus. They do make this person seem bad for sure. Like they want you to think this is a bad.
Yeah. Duh.
Bad. Very scary. I was like, uh-oh. I think I'm watching Evil on whatever, CBS or something.
He's watching Evil on CBS.
Or Paramount Plus or whatever it is. That show has got a lot of scary things. So, put me in the scary mind.
Have you
Anyways.
seen it? I don't even know what this is.
Who?
Evil.
Evil the show?
I don't know anything about it.
It's a show about evil and
Say no more.
You got it.
in the Catholic Church, exorcisms, stuff like that.
Woo! It can't be on CBS. There's no way.
It is a procedural about demons and exorcisms and
I mean,
Catholic
why am
priests
I
and
not
nuns.
watching this show?
Yeah, I would recommend. There's little girls that are very some people say annoying. I think they're acting like real kids.
Okay,
So-
fair enough.
So
4
I'm-
seasons. You can watch it on Netflix, Paramount Plus. Why is it on so many?
That's where I started watching it on Netflix, and then the last season is out now. I guess coming out,
Wow.
and it's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount
How about that?
Plus.
There you go.
It did premiere on CBS before moving to Paramount Plus.
Wow.
There you have it.
So, well, there's a TV recommendation for you.
But this guy's not evil. Well, he's not on the show evil, at least.
He could be. I
we don't know.
mean, the demons look real silly in that show. Anyways, Marie stops by the old home where they shared a home together, and she's surprised to see that Billy has it totally a mess. He's an artist, of course, so everything's all the pizza boxes everywhere, all that type of stuff. He's comes out in a towel, of course, and he's like, sorry for the mess. And she's like put some clothes on, because he's like looking for clean underwear. And he comes downstairs and he's like, Marie, you're my muse. Like, you're great, and I don't want to get divorced. And they kiss, but they stop because they're like, we can't do this. We what are we doing? She brings papers, the divorce papers again, and coffee spills all over the papers.
Oh,
So they can't sign them.
man, what are the odds there?
What are the odds?
I'd say
But
100%.
then, something totally that, Dan, you wouldn't be able to predict.
You wouldn't be able to
wouldn't-
predict it. Not in a
No.
million years.
No. A little blonde girl shows up with a suitcase at the front door. Okay?
She's
Ding dong.
really
Do you
cute
think
too.
she
She's got
is-
all those little curls and
Do you
stuff.
think maybe heaven sent her? Like she is sent by heaven or heaven sent?
Could be. I mean,
Wow.
she's got
Interesting.
Shirley Temple locks.
Yep.
She is not doing the root toot lollipop, but she's there.
And
Okay.
she's really just looking for a break, you know?
What
Oh.
break is she looking for? Is she an actor?
No, just like a break in life. Life's been tough, and she's looking for a break. Maybe we have a break.
Is it a hard knock life?
Yeah.
Let's take a
I
break.
think we have a break.
I think we have a break. That's what I was trying to do. You're
Okay.
taking over.
Broken leg. Girl's got a broken leg.
We're back. Hello, everybody. We're talking Heaven Sent. The little girl, she just showed up, and she is ready to talk. So what happens next, Patrick?
So her name's Taylor, and she basically runs upstairs and is like, I'm moving in. So, Marie and Billy are like, this is very unusual. Let's call Child Protective Services and the police, but this has got to be a missing child. They all come over, the Child Protective Services, police, and Marie is coloring with Taylor to keep her occupied. She's sitting on the floor coloring, they're coloring, and the Child Protective Services goes over and is like, hello, what's your name? And Marie's like, this is Taylor, and she, the woman is very confused. The CPS woman is like, oh, well, okay. And then she walks away talks to Billy. She's like, okay, so we have like an age limit for children. Like children are supposed to be like under 18. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's
Taylor is under 18.
There's a little girl right
There's
there.
a little girl.
Right there.
Like right there. And the police officer is like, okay, so all right,
They're doing a bit. They're
calm
doing a
down,
joke.
yeah, calm down.
It becomes pretty clear that they, for reasons we don't know, cannot see Taylor.
Only the two.
Can see Taylor.
The Heaven Sent girl.
That's exactly right.
Yep. So the police officer goes to grab Marie, thinking she's kind of like a loony bin, and Taylor handcuffs him, and it gets really out of hand. And Billy finally says, like, Marie, look in the mirror. And in the mirror, there's no reflection for Taylor. She's just not there.
She's not there.
Some horror movie stuff.
Well,
yeah.
but but she's cute, so she's not scary.
It's cute.
Sometimes
cute.
God sends a demon, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe he does.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a demon. We already heard about the scary guy. She's not
And-
scary, though.
Well, Marie's not scared at all of this. She's like, look, whatever. We'll take care of this little girl till we figure out what the heck's going on. She's adorable, and we need to just like make sure that she's okay.
And she jumps right into like mom mode, basically, and it becomes like evident, like, oh yeah, she's great with kids, and Billy's pretty good with her too.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like hoping to get that clarification, but things only become more complicated when Taylor offers to fix the lights that Billy didn't finish hanging.
That's right.
She goes up on the roof.
So
everyone's
hold on.
distracted.
So they're outside, Dan. They're making a snowman. He's kind of distracted doing snowman stuff. Marie takes a phone call, and Taylor's like, "Can I go fix the lights?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." So she climbs up the ladder, and they both turn around at the same time and see her. And when she turns around, she sees Scary Guy out in the distance, like walking towards them. So she also gets scared. And so she jumps, and they're all like, oh my gosh. But she doesn't fall. She just hovers.
Just floats out there.
She just floats out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Scary Guy in the road disappears, vanishes. She floats down, and she's like, I gotta tell you guys something.
Yeah.
So they go inside. She takes her jacket off, and then these wings appear from her back, and she says, I'm an angel.
Yep. Yeah. They're like,
the wings just
appear, and they look awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, they're wings. They're
wings.
Man, are we sure this is a Lifetime movie?
Oh yeah. She's like, look, guys, I ran away from heaven. I'm sorry I had to lie to you guys, but
she always wanted to be just a little girl. She's always wondered what it'd be like to have parents.
Stuff, huh?
What it'd be like to have parents, and so she's going for it.
Right. And well, they're like, that's amazing because we've always wondered what it would be like to have a kid. So like, let's just ride this out. And Marie like actually becomes very emotionally like crying, like she's like, I can't believe this is happening to us. We're so lucky. I'm so thankful for this.
Right.
And she's like, I just want to like help this little angel child have like a experience of being a child.
So and don't we all?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if an angel child came to me, I'd probably say like, go on home, little angel child. I'm good on that.
Go on home, little angel child.
Yeah. If somebody if anything told me they ran away from heaven, I'm probably going to be like, yeah, you keep us stepping. You just
really,
yes.
A little girl,
if I
knocks on your door.
No, wait a minute, time out. If the girl looks like a girl and she needs help, then obviously my family's going to help her. If girl floats in the air and wings come out and she goes, sorry, I lied to you, I ran away from heaven, that is the end of our transaction. We're done.
That's crazy.
You get us what do you mean that's crazy?
Why?
You ran away from heaven?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what those people are called, Bran? Demons. That's what those people are called. You don't stick around if someone looks all sweet and innocent and says they ran away from heaven. That's crazy. You know it.
No,
you know it. I know it. We all know.
This girl is adorable, and I think about all the things that you could use her powers for, like cleaning up all real high and stuff.
Well, she doesn't really show like any
she's not a demon.
She just has wings. She's basically like a My Little Pony with wings. You know what I mean?
Man,
I'm out.
Dan's turning away children.
See ya. No,
Dan
said, say that.
Dan said, "Get out of here, sweet
lucky
child."
For Marie, it's bring your angel child to work day. So she brings Taylor to work with her, and Taylor immediately is unimpressed with Ryan McPartlin.
That's right.
She calls him a butt kisser. That's a quote in this movie.
That's right.
And she makes fun of his starched collar. She makes fun of his whitey tighties.
She knows stuff, so she can tell. Obviously, she knows that he's wearing whitey tighties, which is an interesting thing to think through if you really want to. But she also knows.
I do. I'd like to think through that.
She also whitey tighties or tidy whiteys.
I say tidy whiteys, but she says whitey tighties.
I've only ever said tidy whiteys. You said whitey tighties.
Yeah, I did. All that to say, she also just knows stuff about him, some details about him and how he's into her and stuff like that. So she has some powers that are
she's intuitive. She knows he's a philanthropist and all that type of stuff. So
women's intuition. Have you tried angel intuition? Am I right, guys?
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
Up top.
All right.
I thought I was going to.
Why don't you just go tell all the children you don't want them anymore?
Man.
So Maurice let's get out of here. I can't be around this dork anymore. And Taylor writes on a paper get some boxers, you loser. So she really has a thing against tidy whiteys or whitey tighties. Billy and Marie continue to argue. Divorce is still on the table, even though Taylor's around. They're still having their conflict and fighting. Taylor,
I know that we're doing a thing here, but if this girl is the reason they end up staying together, the cork is not big enough.
Wow.
I'm just letting you know right now. It is just put a cork in it. Do it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Well, this girl, she's also an angel, so she talks to God. She prays to God, and she says, hey, help me out here, God. I'm sorry I ran away, but, can we make this work? So I guess God does some magic that I missed that part. I don't know what he did, but they do make stir fry, and it's really spicy.
Okay, so right. You did miss the God stuff, but you were here for the stir fry.
I don't know if really God does much aside from her. She goes up to him, and he talks about how it used to be so good and things were spicy, and she takes that as him liking spicy food. So when she makes stir fry, the little girl makes it extra spicy because she thinks that he'll like that. So she's trying to pick up on things that they're saying that she could use to help try to keep them together.
Okay.
But it's a funny scene. It's you like it spicy, right, Dad? And he's like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like, can I get some more rice up in here? He's shoveling rice in his mouth. It does actually work to heat up the relationship, though, because Billy and Marie totally get it on after the spicy food. So I think that's
in this movie?
Yeah, it's an aphrodisiac, spicy food. So, sure.
But the scene, the Lifetime...
It is a walk into the bedroom, close the door.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's implied.
It's implied. And I think we're gonna walk into the bedroom, close the door, and take a break. How about that?
Okay. It's weird. Sorry. Take the hallmark.
We're not doing anything.
We're not. No, we're just taking a break. How's that for you guys? I'm sorry.
It was a good break.
Look,
It's a good break.
you said
right?
it. You said it, not me. I just want to clarify that. Like HR.
You
Okay.
can't get in trouble.
Yeah, that's right.
So Marie stays late at work one night, and she's working with Sean, of course, and Billy and Taylor are working on like a Christmas gift, like that they've created together.
Which is what he's doing. Like she's coloring something. Yeah, but she doesn't want him to see it either. Like so, because he walks, and he's like, okay, let's wrap it up, and we can go and take it to her because she's probably working late.
Right. So they go to the work, and this is where we get the big misunderstanding. Marie and Sean are at a work dinner, and they're holding hands.
It's a classic misunderstanding when you see the person you love holding hands at a romantic dinner
with someone else. It just happens. Listen,
tales old as time. And
yeah,
as far as misunderstandings go,
this is
I would understand.
Yeah.
Because you already were you knew about this guy. You go in and you see this, and also while this is happening, the dude is shooting his shots. Like he is trying to make a move on.
There's no misunderstanding at all. He understanding correctly.
He overstood.
He understood.
He understood.
Yeah.
Okay,
but she's not in. Like right when he walks away, she does pull the hand back. You know.
Yeah, she's like, ew. Whitey tighties.
That's right.
Yeah, so then we see our creepy, scary man with the cane, and we're happily surprised to see it's Winston from Ghostbusters.
It is Winston from Ghostbusters, and he's a ghost in this movie.
You didn't say he was in this movie.
Well, that's because it was a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Ernie Hudson, I believe. Correct.
Yes, Ernie Hudson is his name. So Taylor goes back to the house, and she tells Maria a story at bedtime. Instead of, the parent telling the kid the story. And this story has a lot of deep meaning and religious undertones that I'm not equipped to explain. There is someone named Donatello. See, I almost said Donatello Versace. So,
Bran,
this was all over my head.
So this guy is higher up, basically, and he's come to basically take her back where she came from.
Like an archangel.
Yes, and
Gabriel.
And basically, so she's got to go. He's come to do that. And but maybe there's something that they
is
can
he in
do
charge of the runaways department in heaven?
He's a part of yes he is, yeah. And I think his name is Donatello.
Procedural with him as the lead in for that,
maybe, yeah, of course.
Okay,
yeah. So the next day, Billy asks for the divorce, and Taylor leaves while the parents are arguing, and she's crying, and Marie's crying, everyone's crying. Marie moves out of the house because she's like, forget this, we gave it a shot. Billy takes down all the Christmas decorations. It's the sad part of the movie,
It's very sad. You never want to see someone take down their Christmas decorations before Christmas. You know something bad has happened.
Right. But then they find the presents that Taylor was going to give them. Billy receives a little box. It's like a box with some baby clothes in it and a CD. And on the CD is a sonogram photo.
Oh boy.
Okay.
That's right.
And and then Marie gets a gift, and the gift is the picture that we were talking about. And in the picture you see Marie and Billy, and I don't know if they're holding a baby.
They have a kid next to them,
They have a kid.
That's a boy.
It's a boy, and then above them is Taylor the angel.
Above
around.
them, floating around.
So she's like, oh my gosh, I have to show Billy. She runs home, and he's like, look what I got. I got this sonogram, and it's a sonogram of the baby that they had a miscarriage with. and that's why they've been having all these problems. Like the miscarriage like really messed up the relationship, and they had a really hard time like getting over that, and then wanting kids, and then not thinking they would be able to have kids. But then Marie tells Billy, like, yes, I'm actually pregnant, and it's a boy. And then we flash to a year later. We see them with the baby at Christmas, and they're so thankful that Taylor helped them get back together. And
Taylor was their child,
yes.
that was
Taylor
the miscarriage.
Correct. Yes.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat said this, and they're not wrong. Is this a crossover episode of Touched by an Angel and Judging Amy? And I'm just telling you right now, I didn't see this coming. This is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you walk.
I didn't see it coming either.
And it's funny that they mentioned Touched by an Angel because this movie is produced by and directed by Michael Landon Jr.
There it is. He did some When Calls the Heart as well, but yes.
Yes. So we've got the Landon Angel thing going on.
Yeah. Highway to Hell.
They love an angel over there.
They do.
At the Landon household.
Yes, they do.
You have to. They've been touched by one. And that was Heaven Sent.
That is just wild.
What do we do now, Patrick?
So now it is time to pour it up or put a cork in it. We'll start with Dan, who's still processing. What are you thinking?
I didn't see it coming. I'm going to say that right now. I don't know how to feel about it. I hated everything about this movie until that big reveal at the end, which I'm not sure I love it, but at least gives some credibility to the film as a whole. I would love to have watched this one, especially the Ernie Hudson with the kid scene, knowing she can't stay. I think that rings differently now, knowing the twist. Still so much to hate, too much that sounds like a God Wink Christmas. Not as strong a put a cork in it as I thought it was going to be, but a cork nonetheless.
Twist kind of saves it for you.
Twist does make it more interesting. Still put a cork in it.
Okay.
Close, though.
Bran, what are you thinking?
I really liked this movie. I thought it was really sweet. I thought the little girl was great, and I can't believe she hasn't done more, but she crushed it. And I feel like I've seen, I've had friends that have gone through stuff like this, where there's a miscarriage, they're struggling, puts a strain on the relationship. And I can imagine, when you're going through something like that, seeing something like this might be like weirdly encouraging for certain people, for some people.
Patronizing.
Right.
I think it could go either way.
And so, but I felt like they did it well. I thought that they handled it well. And I just thought it was overall a really sweet movie, and I'm pouring it up. I didn't expect to pour it up. I didn't expect to.
No, the twist was why I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, but I'm pouring it up.
Reveal.
Right. Yeah, and it's a topic that's not often discussed.
It's a really tough topic to talk about, and so I felt like I wanted to, good job, bold move, but also I felt like it was a job well done in that regard.
There you go.
Right. Well, and that's Lifetime at its best. Lifetime at its best is bringing those difficult conversations that people don't talk about to a mainstream audience, where perhaps they can have a conversation, or perhaps you could talk to your family about stuff that's going on. So that's like the goal with a TV movie in general.
Real carolers, so we know that you're pouring it up, right?
Yeah. So that goes unsaid. Yeah, of course, I'm pouring it up for the carolers.
But what about the rest of the movie? If you had to, I know obviously you can't.
There's no your hands are tied, but if they weren't,
I mean, if my hands weren't tied, I guess I'd pour it up. Yeah.
All right. Man,
there you go.
Didn't see it coming, guys.
Didn't see it coming. This is like
I can understand why we recovered this one.
This is the first, we've watched a lot of Godwink movies.
Yeah.
We've seen our fair share of angel movies.
Mm-hmm.
And of those, and maybe it was just the fact that the angel was a little girl and she was cute and, they did, but this is the one that worked the most for me.
Worked better than that Mrs. Miracle movie we saw with Steve Holt and where they're trying to adopt this kid and she shows up. That's kind of an angel movie. That's the one that I think works.
Sure.
Yeah, I love an angel movie, so,
You love an angel movie.
Like like a good one.
Okay.
Like a good angel movie.
Good
you know what I'm
movie.
saying?
Got it. We've seen a lot of bad ones in our line of work.
Right, yeah. Like Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, just come on. Yeah. Now we're, in
know?
the infield and in the outfield.
So
come on,
good.
let's go.
And I don't even like sports, and it was good.
That movie rules.
Yeah.
Just
all
recently
you
rewatched
need to like is the sport of life to
That's
love
right.
that movie. You know
That's
what I mean?
exactly right. That's exactly right.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, we did it, everybody. Congratulations. We do have a Deck the Lifetime Uncorked game show Palooza recorded from Bramblefest.
What a
and I'm
time
sure
that was.
that will see the light of day at some point, so keep your eyes peeled to that. But what does Lifetime have coming up in the month of August? Do they have a theme?
Funny you should ask. Let's see. How do I say this? Hello, it's your psychic hotline friend.
Say no more,
That's
Patrick.
your theme? Great. Cool.
You guys, Miss Cleo Lifetime movie is coming.
Oh, Miss Cleo.
I didn't catch that from that at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me do it in a Jamaican accent.
Please don't.
No, don't do it. But I don't know anything about Miss Cleo.
Have you ever called Miss Cleo, Patrick?
Of course I have. Are you kidding? Who hasn't called Miss Cleo?
Me?
Well, if you didn't know, Miss Cleo was not really the person answering the phone.
Yeah,
it was
the whole
all
thing.
these other people,
right.
and it was this whole con. And the
I
Lifetime
didn't
movie is
know
going to
that.
get into that. Yeah, so they're going to talk about how she was just like the spokesperson for this like shady.
Did you ever get-
business.
But
Did
is
you
that
ever
so? Is that so bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm talking to Miss Cleo,
You want to
but
make sure you
I'm
get the
not-
real deal, Miss Cleo.
That's fair. But if the people, it doesn't matter whether if it's actually Miss Cleo, as long as you're actually talking to a psychic.
You don't want Cleo Clammy on the line.
No, or were they
No.
hiring just normies?
Yeah. There was
God,
just
what are we
normal
doing right now?
people.
They're all okay. Have you ever gotten any psychic advice that actually, like, you were like, man, they nailed it?
You know, I'm a little scared of psychics, to be honest. So I I don't want them to like look too deep. And I did a palm reading once, and that was enough. I was like, I'm like, this is the devil stuff. So,
But yeah,
I-
the worst
yeah, I
case
got
scenario
scared.
is you go to a psychic and they tell you the worst thing about you that you had like forgotten about, and you're like, oh
Sure.
man, I had like tucked that way back there in the old recesses of the brain, and you've brought
or,
it back
you know,
out.
they're gonna
You guys
they're
are
gonna
giving
tell
a
you
lot
that
of credence to these people.
you're gonna die, or they're gonna tell you something scary. Like I
I'm
don't
just
like
saying
that.
worst case scenario. I'm not saying whether or not
Should we
psychics
do this
are
just
real.
for a bit? We should record it. Put the
Sure.
old phone in the
I'm
pocket.
not saying that it's a real thing. I'm just saying that would be worst case scenario.
That would be worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, or that you're going to die tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be a
those-
bummer.
Those would be up there.
You should start.
Yeah.
You should be a psychic, and that's just
Yeah.
your bit.
Yeah.
You tell people
Right.
they're dying tomorrow.
There you go.
Well, we did.
It'd be
Well, I
interesting.
guess we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Is that a movie
Sounds
or
like
a show?
fun bit.
It's definitely a movie about Miss Cleo.
All right,
Yeah.
that sounds fun. Look for that in August, and check out Lifetime Uncorked for all of the reviews that Patrick does. Until next time, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.